Hi, everyone. Welcome to Show Sunday of February. Today we watched an anime with a long name that Valen keeps complaining about.
Yes.
And that's not my fault, but so we watched Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works 2014, which is the TV anime version of the movie, which is an adaptation of the light novel. And coming into this, something quite unexpected happened because when we looked at like the episode numbers, there was a zero. That was the first thing that was a bit odd. And then when we clicked on it, episode zero was 50 minutes. Then episode one was 47 minutes. And then episode two was 26 minutes. So we ended up not watching episodes one through six, but instead we watched episodes zero through two. So
And we left off on a weird cliffhanger in the second episode.
you saw a big, angry, strong man,
Yes, that is exactly.
a strong bastard, if you will.
Um, I guess my will go last. So
Yeah.
I know of Fate Stay Night mainly because it's a very famous property. I guess that's the best way to put it because it is a visual. I know it started off as a visual novel and then it became an anime twice.
Yep.
This is the second time.
Yep. Because the first one was an abject failure, but I will talk about that later.
And then there's a set of movies coming up by the same studio.
Actually, they're all out.
Oh, never mind. Apparently, they're all out. The visual novel had three endings or stories or something or another, of which Unlimited Blade Works, which what we watched, is one of them. And then the first anime series
We don't talk about it, it doesn't exist.
handled the first storyline. And then the movies handled the third storyline. That's I Saber's someone that appears everywhere because it is famous. Oh yeah, it's also various games, including a gotcha game, which is Fate Go. We're not going to talk about Fate Go, but yeah, that's basically what I knew about the whole like master servant thing and the Holy Grail role. Yeah, war, but other than that, most of my information comes from like various people trying to explain it, but it being too
Like
complicated to
that one
explain.
that one YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a Giga.
Yeah.
It's what explaining the Fate series in 30 minutes. Great video. Check it out.
Yeah. My experience with Fate is knowing that it exists and like knowing like three characters maybe
Mm,
just from like name and look.
mm.
And
Like
then
Saber, I feel like a lot of people at least know what she looks like, even if they might not know her name.
yeah, that wasn't the first one. That was actually of the three, that was probably the one I learned the most recently.
Oh,
um
really?
um but yeah, and then I watched the Giga video like I
Mhm.
Mm.
don't know, a couple weeks ago because I don't know why I watched it, to be honest. And honestly, the only thing I remember about it was that it was complicated and the whole like Holy Grail War thing. I remember that
Mhm.
was a thing, but that's it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I because like I know that I don't know, like, because for me, okay, the whole purpose of like the episode zero in this was to like set some background, I guess, but like I still felt like I was missing the background. It was like I
Yeah.
was like I needed a prequel to I needed the prelude to the prelude or something, because I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And like I guess when you finally get, again, it's like, okay, they needed episode two was basically existed just to have like an info dump, right? Of like
Yeah.
everything that's
Mhm.
going on. And it's like, okay, I guess I get it, but the result of this is that like the pacing is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Because
mean, I probably, if I were to just like sit down and I wasn't like really tired, we're all really tired right now.
Yeah.
If I would just to sit down and like watch just like the whole thing, I probably would. It would probably be fine.
mm.
It's just, as after just watching these three episodes, I've come away from this feeling like, okay, I don't know. I have like
It's-
no strong opinion
It doesn't help
whatsoever.
that they're so weirdly like the lengths are so strange because
Yeah.
like what we basically watched was an exposition movie.
Yeah.
And I think that really is just the product of this franchise being so complicated because like I was fine because like I had watched the first anime, so I knew a little bit about what was going on and I could remember a couple of things, but then I was just like, oh my god, I forgot how convoluted this was. And I was just like, my god, no wonder they had to make an episode 0, but like this they're dumping so much information, it's overwhelming.
Kind of
Yeah.
what I came about this was that I was like, okay, maybe after watching these first 3 episodes, maybe the order that they went about these episodes is wrong. Maybe episode 0 should have been just this episode, the last episode we watched. Then they flash back to all the other things. And then it's like, oh, okay, now I understand this part. Or now I understand this part. Instead, I was like, why does she need gems? Why is there a magic circle?
Yeah, I feel like the Rin Tosaka stuff should have been like a flashback that was later on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because
that's
then you
definitely a
could,
really weird thing because that episode 0 is entirely from her perspective. Then it's like episode 1, it's like so you're like, okay, I guess this is the main character, and it's like, oh, it's not.
no.
They
Okay.
should have, yeah, they should have done like a Homura thing where they put the flashback a little bit later, like either closer to the end of season 1 or in the middle. But
I don't even think it has to be that late, but
No, yeah,
just not the first episode. Because have at
yeah,
least
yeah,
established the main character and at least the setup right now, and then maybe have a thing. Again, it could still be maybe episode like 3 or 4 or something,
yeah,
yeah,
and I think that could work. But yeah, as episode, because again, it's like all this stuff with her, with like the pendant and something with her dad that was going on, and the whole somebody. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm so lost. Like, what is happening? And again, I'm sure in the overall plot it matters, but in terms of like what's happening with like Shiro right now, it doesn't matter. So it comes off as like, why are you showing me this?
yeah. Just
So
very confusing.
yeah, again, it's not like it's not okay. I have to say
It's
there.
not
No,
unwatchable
it's
though.
not. It's not bad. It's just sort of like, again, I came away from it feeling like, okay, that this exists. I don't know. That said, there are two things that were really distracting to me.
hmm
The first, this is why you were kind of looking this up when I said like the Shiro's voice sounded familiar, and you're like, oh, it's Aaron Yeager, and I'm like, oh, great, my favorite main character.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
but it's even, but he's also Kirito, and
Oh,
Oh,
what's even worse though is Rinto Saka is fucking what's her name? The dumbass bitch from Vampire Knight.
oh,
wait,
really?
what?
It is,
I
yeah. And I'm like, I thought it was her, but like, I will say it's her voice, like the voice direction or whatever, and the
she's
dialogue wasn't
definitely
particularly
gotten
great.
better.
Yeah,
She's
it's
gotten
obviously
better.
better, but it's still, I'm pretty, because I was like, I think that's the Vampire Knight girl, and I looked it up and
I'm
it was, and
I'm
I'm
used
just
to the
like,
Japanese voices, so like when I was hearing, I really like Archer's voice actor, so I was a little bit disappointed to not hear it. But the guy they got for him is pretty good.
yeah. No, again,
Um,
nobody is voice acting in this is not poorly done.
yeah,
It's just those
Yeah.
it's
voices were
it's
distracting to me
funny.
because I just kept thinking about Vampire Knight and Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan, and I'm just like, God damn
It's so
it.
funny.
Ugh.
Um,
Also, I swear I didn't look this up, but the like the priest guy in episode 2,
Yeah,
mhm.
I swear his voice I've heard before also. Um,
Oh my god.
but
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even remember his name, so I can't even look it up. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Again, it's not poorly done. It was just really distracting for me. Um,
That's really funny.
yeah, literally like all of the stuff that's like bothered like all of us recently. Oh my god. Um, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
but oh, go ahead, Val.
no, go ahead. I was going to change topic, so.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Maya, you have to talk about your backstory with Fate's Day Night.
Oh, right now. Oh, by the way, the guy who we saw his voice actor is Michael Donovan, if that helps you.
Oh, the priest guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will look at the list while you're talking.
I think maybe. Okay, so basically, I might be wrong though, but anyway, so long time ago, I think about when Fate's Day Night actually like had aired. I watched the original one, so that's the 2006 version, where it's the Shiro and Saber plot line, and I hated that plot line so much because like it's one of those things where it's like you're not invested in the main two characters, but you like everyone else. So for me, episode 0, even though like the order makes no sense, it was very gratifying for me because Rin was my favorite. And I was like, oh my God, it's Rin. And like one of my other favorite characters, she dies in the first 2 routes, but in the 3rd route, she does survive and you see her until the end. So that was like another like part of the reason I wanted to watch this was because I wanted to see if I could just put my weird past with this anime behind me because I hated the first one so much. Like when Saber first showed up in episode 0, I was like, oh great, it's Worst Girl. But the like they I can't describe how much they changed like the characterization, but I feel like she and Shiro, their characterizations are a little bit better now. And I don't know if that's because like Studio Dean just failed so badly.
I would like to say that it was Studio Dean failed so badly.
It could have,
considering
the only reason that I always hesitate with that is because they also did Higurashi and they did a good job with Higurashi, but they dropped the ball with everything else. So in like now I'm just like, okay, Shiro's fine. He's a dude. He's trying to live his life. Sakura is a little bit strange, but I mean, I think I had flat out said at one point, oh, you have more personality than I remember you having. And then even Saber, I'm just like, okay, you're kind of chill. I don't know what happened to you. Like, what did they do in your route that made me hate you so much? And I think part of it was like they like, because okay, I'm gonna spoil a little bit of Fate's Day Night first version because no one gives a fuck about it. So part of like her storyline was that she falls in love with Shiro, and like the way it changes her character, it's so annoying because it's like, you know, I mean, you guys know that she's supposed to be King Arthur.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry.
I knew that, but
okay.
Oh
So
no, I'm ruined.
I mean, they did kind of drop that nugget where I think Rin said the king about like in relation to Saber. So I was like, okay, I guess they assume that you know that, but I'm sorry. But like, you know, she has this very dignified kind of personality. She's very respectable. And then they make her a total doormat after she falls in love with Shiro. And I'm just like, why did you do that? It's what makes her Worst Girl. But now I'm willing to give her a little bit more of a chance because at least they fixed that, or they toned it down, or maybe the writers adapting this had more talent than the people who got it at Studio Dean. I'm not sure.
I mean, considering how Fruits Basket turned out also under their direction.
God. Yeah. Oh my God.
They're just not very good at
They just can't adapt a story that's not like a time loop horror. But
they need that exact niche, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for me, I at least feel like this filled a very strange void that I didn't realize I had because like it's like so weird to have like a thing where like you think part of it is interesting and you like some of the characters and like you think fondly of those characters, but other things ruin it. So it's like that extra layer of disappointment, and I just feel like now I've kind of come to peace with it, and I'm kind of like, okay, cool, maybe I can possibly try to watch this to the end to just erase the first one completely from my memory. I don't know, we'll see. But at least I didn't hate this like I hated the first one, because God, I hate the first one So much.
Well, oh, wait a moment.
Mm.
Ah, okay, wait, you got the wrong person for the priest guy.
Oh, I did. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got a different. He has the same surname. Okay, let me see.
Crispin Freeman. I got it. Hold on. Let's see. Oh shit, he's in a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, I did also see the weird like teacher lady.
Yeah.
I'm like her voice also sounds familiar, and I did find her, and that yeah, she's fucking Millie Ashford from Code Geass, and I'm like yes, I see.
What's
So uh,
Crispin Freeman?
oh, he's in so much shit.
Do I recognize?
He's Itachi
Oh, he's
Uchiha.
Itachi.
I mean, I didn't fucking watch Naruto, but
Right. So while
oh
these
yeah,
two
he's
are
Orange Boy. Okay, that makes sense.
Orange Boy.
Who?
You'd have to watch Code Geass to get it.
Okay, never.
Yeah, it's that sort of yeah. Okay, that I'm like I know I recognize him. There we go, Orange Boy.
He's
Okay.
Itachi in Naruto though.
Huh.
I stand.
Oh yeah, and he's Electro in Spectacular Spider-Man and
Okay,
Red
there you
Arrow
go.
and Young Justice and yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're just looking at this point, so they're just like, let's look at random voice actors because like, what the fuck else? Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know.
The
Again, like,
animation is pretty nice.
yeah,
A lot better than the first one.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, especially like I noticed because I have seen before like anime, even generally pretty good anime.
Mhm.
Oftentimes during action scenes, it's always kind of like a thing that like the only I don't even know if this is technically the right term, but like I always think of it as like the frame rate is like low.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But in this case, it like really wasn't at all, and so it's like
Mhm.
it was definitely like okay, that's something to So yeah, it was looked pretty good, but
The character designs are also nice, even though apparently they really like these character designs because there are
They keep
multiple sabers.
they reuse them sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that one. What were you gonna say?
I'm just still looking at this guy. What else did he voice? Oh, Firefly from the Batman Arkham games. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, very noticeable. Very voice that I've definitely heard multiple times before, but main one being Orange Boy. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Again, I have no direct attachment to this. I came into this knowing almost nothing, so it didn't like sell me on it, but I didn't come away from it being like this is bad. So
You just
I'm
have a very lukewarm,
I'm like
neutral
it was
opinion.
yeah, it was fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's especially considering just how much other shit that I'm doing right now. I don't see myself returning to this at least for not a while.
Mhm.
But it's not like impossible. So
Yeah.
yeah. So there's our glowing recommendation.
I guess we ended.
Uh,
We're tired, and we
we are
ended up
very
going on a
tired.
long sidetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I personally might finish it. I don't know.
I feel like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it is if I
Yeah,
do.
well,
end
again, you
up
have
finishing
like
it.
the personal connection for
I
it, so
have
it
the
makes
most.
sense.
I have the most to gain out of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
okay. Well, you know what's next?
the wheel.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, the normal list.
The
It's
normal
been
list of just my movies
3,000
that are
years.
left,
I think so. We're down to three that's
that are
left
all
for our
my
list.
movies.
So.
Wait, who had to replace theirs? I forgot.
Oh shit! I don't know.
Did we?
If
I
we
don't
did,
remember.
like, there might be a question mark on screen. If there is, fuck it. If there isn't, then I don't know. Who cares? We'll deal with it later. We're tired and stupid, okay? But for now, we are
Spin the
getting.
I
wheel.
really wonder which one am
Oh,
I announcing.
Oh,
Oh, I guess. Okay.
okay.
Well,
Well, finally.
All right. Okay. So Mai just talked about something that they had always like was something from their past that they're bringing up. This is actually something from my past that I'm bringing up because for the longest time, I didn't like this movie. And that's mainly, it's for like a really petty reason that I'm sure I'll get into later and everything. But yeah, we're watching The Little Mermaid, which I have not seen since I was a little kid. So this is going to
I
be.
don't know if I've actually watched this movie all the way through.
Oh,
my
well,
God.
here we go.
I might have. I don't. Like, I know the story, but like
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually watched this all the way through or not. I'll find out maybe. I don't know because like I've definitely seen at least part of it, or at the very least clips of it. So
Yeah.
it's shown up before. So
I'm sure like you've seen the songs at
yeah.
least.
Mhm.
Also, I've played Kingdom Hearts, so
Right. There you go. Another very convoluted property.
Yeah, yeah. I
It'd be
okay.
like that.
To be honest, I defend Kingdom Hearts until we got to Dream Drop Distance. Then it completely goes to shit. But before that, it was manageable. And then when they introduce fucking time travel, it's not goddamn manageable anymore.
Oh,
So
that's when
anyway,
you
not relevant.
drop it.
But yeah, okay. Next is Little
Little
Mermaid.
Mermaid.
Yay.
Oh boy. If I was not
Bye.
half dead inside, I would pretend to do like the Mickey Mouse oh boy, but I can't. I'm too dumb
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
tired.
maybe next time will be full of life, hopefully.
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 All
All
right.
right, we are going to bed.
Signing off.
Peace out, bitches.
Good night.